Welcome back to Investing with Confidence, talking about the do's, the don'ts, the good, bad, and the ugly of the financial markets. Hopefully, we'll talk about a little more good on this segment here with retirement accounts. But we have investing classes to start your journey to make smarter investing decisions. These are physical classes at our academies. If you're listening to the show, we have a class near you. So make sure to text right now. Text the word investing to the number 210 210. That's text investing to the number 210 210 for some tickets for an investing class to learn how the markets work and how to begin that journey to make smart investing decisions. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, or check us out on YouTube, Investing with Confidence. And Al, in this segment here, as I alluded to in the last segment at the end, I want to talk about some different retirement strategies because I know we have a lot of listeners that are listening right now and their 401ks, their IRAs are not looking good. And they're wondering, what can I do differently? How can I be more proactive rather than reactive? Right. And I was actually teaching a class last week, and I was in someone that was in the class. They're like, you know what? I haven't even heard my broker. They've lost me all this money. And they're like, what can I do differently? And we talked about some of the different techniques and concepts that might be available. But it's just, if you don't know, you don't know. That's why understanding what these are, it's all about your future. We talk about the golden years of retirement. People are looking to have those better situations and being able to live the life they choose to live during those golden years. So let's talk about different ways that you might be able to protect your portfolio from this down market, but also some opportunities as these markets are going down.
Well, you mentioned, I think the last segment or the segment before that, the fact that a lot of people get knowledge from YouTube. There are all sorts of sources out there where you can get knowledge, but the real key and the real significance of knowledge is how you use it, and that's where you need help. That knowledge is really of no value unless you have the skills to use it, and what that means is you have to know why you're going to use something, when to use it, how to use it. Those are things that you're not learning necessarily on YouTube, but where you learn that is by spending time with somebody who is successful at it, somebody who does this on a regular basis,
Or
who's
someone that's been in
proven.
the market for several years. I mean, that's where a lot
Exactly.
of our instructors, they've been in the market for 20, 30, 40
Well,
years.
that's the way to cut down on. A lot of people learn just through experience. It may take many, many years of that experience to get to the point where they can have some success. Why not cut out a lot of that and then kind of piggyback on the people that have the experience already? They've already gone through those things. And here's the other thing: we talk about people being conditioned. A lot of people are conditioned just to believe if you have a 401k, that's something. It's sort of like it's a magic component of your life where you don't have to worry about anything. Money
Yeah.
goes in there. There's going to be a whole bunch of money in it when you retire.
Think about that for a second now. We talk to a lot of people, and they've been trained from a young age. You go to school, you get a good job,
Right,
you get
right.
this great thing called a 401k,
Yep.
and you're going to retire with billions of dollars. And that's not what's
No.
happening with people.
Well, and the other thing is you're relying on something, the 401k or 403b, that never was intended as your solution for retirement.
Correct.
It was a replacement for pensions because companies found that they could actually spend less money, have less responsibility, put all the responsibility on on the employee, on you, to put that money into a 401k and manage it. You're basically managing your own assets. And most people, unfortunately, we see this all the time. People come in and they have no idea what's in their 401ks. They just know that some of their money went into it. They don't know what it's in. They don't know why it's not performing well.
Think about that. That people put their hard-earned money somewhere and have no clue what it's doing, where it's at.
Right.
I mean, think about that for a second. It's like taking your hard-earned money and going and putting it on the curb of your street, hoping it might be there tomorrow. But that's what people are trained and conditioned to do. That's why it's imperative to learn what these different concepts are to protect what you have opportunities no matter which way these markets go. And you teach classes about this, Al.
Right.
You talk about how it works, some of the opportunities you might have. So if you want to learn more about retirement accounts and strategies, come to one of these investing classes and we talk about that. Text the word investing to the number 210 210. That's investing to 210 210 for some tickets for an investing class, but also a quick start kit that has some concepts about retirement accounts in there that'll help you get started right away if you're brand new. If you want to just learn about some of those different concepts, text the word investing to the number 210-210. So Al, I mean, we talked about what people are doing. It's unfortunate people are putting their hard-earned money in an account. The good thing is it's taught people how to save. That's a good thing, but it's not getting people to where they need to be. What can we do differently?
Well, first of all, there are opportunities within your 401k or within your 403b to boost your returns and to maybe make it a safer place for your money. We can show you how to do that. We talk about 401ks in these classes, and there's also a way of making sure that fees don't become your worst enemy, because fees are being taken out of your 401 out of any employer-sponsored retirement plan on
Any
a
managed
regular
money.
basis. Pardon me?
Basically any managed money.
Any managed money, that is correct. Those fees, do those fees hurt? Well, just a fee of maybe even 2% over the course of your lifetime could cost you 50 to 75% of what you could have in retirement.
Why is that though? What's the reason?
It's because of the negative compounding. The reason that a dollar ends up being $10,000 or maybe $15,000 or $20,000 by the time you retire is because of compounding, that magic of compounding. Every dollar that's taken out is no longer there doing that for you. So that's kind of the impact of negative compounding, which costs you more than you end up with when you retire.
Yeah, and the problem is it's hard to identify. Or it's hard to put a dollar amount on missed opportunity, right? That's why people don't understand that, because there's no dollar amount associated to that, because they just don't know.
Yeah, the worst thing that can happen to you is, well, hey, here, do this. Go to a nursing home, walk down the halls and listen to what people are talking about. Typically, most likely, they're talking about opportunities that they didn't take advantage of, the things that they regret not doing before. That's not how you want to end your life. You want to be happy with the choices you made. We would be honored to help you as far as the financial choices you make, to make sure you have at least the potential to put the odds in your favor and have whatever you're investing in your portfolio, whether it's short-term or long-term, have it provide a benefit for you. One of the ways that we help people with their retirement assets is to show them how to set up a self-directed IRA. What I mean by that is that it's an IRA that almost every brokerage firm out there will let you set up. There's no fees for setting it up or for having it there. The only cost would be any kind of fees or cost of doing transactions, which are almost non-existent now. Most brokers don't charge anything for stock trading. For the other assets that we talked about, options, futures, and Forex, there's no commissions at all for Forex. For options and futures, it's maybe $1 or a couple of dollars at the most. So you can do this without having to have a big amount of money negatively impact you. But those self-directed IRAs give you the opportunity to position yourself with assets that you can't use in your 401ks. For example, options, futures, Forex. You have access to those in a self-directed IRA. You can use them in all three market directions, up, down, sideways. Options is a great asset for generating additional income in a sideways market.
Well, there's strategies for that.
Exactly. There's
Yeah.
strategies, and that's the key, is to learn the strategies to use in different market and different economic conditions. And you learn to do that, and you put that in a plan. It's part of a plan that you follow that not only has the different strategies which address all different components of economic conditions, but also controls your emotions and makes you follow a set of rules that are part of what we call our core strategy.
Yeah, Al, you brought up a really good point about you never hear was it people in a nursing home talk about, what, or they're always saying, I wish I didn't, or I wish I did this, or I wish I would have done that.
What do I regret?
Yeah, they regret not doing things. Don't, you do things now when you have opportunities. I mean, one of the things my dad always tells me, well, and I say, oh gosh, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Why even start it? He goes, well, you never know unless you try.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for people that are opportunistic, the people that are self-starters. These are opportunities that you have access to. The institutions and banks, your brokers, your advisors, not to put the people down, but the business, they're not going to put you in strategies that you may want to be in, right? You may want to be in strategies for you. Well, who's the best steward of your money? It's actually you. So learn these skills and techniques now, so that way when you get to those points, you're not you're not saying I wish I would have done something differently, or I wish I would have was able to do that. Say, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I did that. I was able to live life to the fullest, and now I'm living life to the fullest now. So we have investing classes to see what these techniques are, to see what these concepts are, to make smart investing decisions within those retirement accounts, whether they're 401ks, IRAs. It doesn't matter what that retirement account is. You can self-direct that. There's opportunities to do that. Or if you don't know how to get started with that, we can help you get started in the right direction and point you in the right direction. So text the word investing to the number 210-210 for some free tickets for an investing class. Text investing right now to the number 210-210 for free tickets. You're also going to receive a quick start kit to get started right away. Al, you mentioned on there about a plan. I want to talk about that plan in the next segment, but also some different characteristics or traits or things you need, in my mind, in your mind, I guess, to have the opportunity to be successful. Coming up next. This is Josh and Al. We will be right back.